why am I here? Why am I singing? Why?
Wow.
The why.
The why, yes.
The
So
whys,
good.
right? The whys. And then when you are clear about why you are doing it, then this thing will follow, you know?
The success will follow.
And then you will feel enough, actually.
You will feel enough.
Please subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay tuned to the latest updates at the Powder Room Talk.
If we could just treat each other with respect and love, then we wouldn't have that need to always prove that we're worthy of being respected. There's such a need for being respected, and we always think we need to earn it. But if we would just do that for each other based on not on performance or money or status.
But I think the need of people's validation is gonna ruin you in a way. I mean, that's very human of us, right? It's very that's very human.
Like validation is okay. It gives us
not the validation.
But who validates you?
No, I
Acceptance.
I feel validation to certain things is good because it help us. Like, for example, I mean, let's not talk about just character alone. Even your growth as a singer in the 4 years. I remembered it was sometime, like, was it last year, or I've always heard you sing, and then I walked up to you because I love singing too, and I was like, oh my God, Angel, you've grown as a singer, right? And people just think even in your singing prowess, it just needs to be like, oh, it's she's won this championship, as if you don't win another, you don't go on some other singing competition, you're not going to become a better singer. But those, like, I think when someone comes in and say like, oh, you're good at something, it's great, but when they don't tell you you're good, it doesn't,
it doesn't affect. It's not crumble you.
It doesn't crumble, and I think like character that you were saying is so important.
Or
what is
something,
it?
or beyond. You need to talk to yourself like, who are you?
When you go to bed at night and you just feel like, I'm okay with myself. I feel my heart is in the right place. I have loved people well. I have given my best care for the people I care for. I was nice to the cashier today when she messed up.
Oh my God,
and I waited for 10 minutes until she, I mean, it's those kind of things. Like, at the end of the day, do you feel okay about yourself? Do you feel like you're a good person?
You feel enough.
Do you feel enough? And I'm like, I'm enough. Or have I been a good friend? Or have I worked on my relationships? And I feel like that's the character. Like, we need to have character in order to be that person,
to be that person,
And that takes growth and effort, just like
and years of
years of experiences,
years of going through
tough things,
tribulations in your life. But again, as I always mention for like 1,000 times maybe in front of like everyone, I always say this. This thing always strengthened me in a way of going through like all these tribulations in my life. Like, I always believed that we came into this world for a specific purpose, a very specific purpose.
Yes, that's
and
true.
I always, my whole life, I always think that singing is the purpose of my life, right?
Okay.
But then in the middle, I figure out that singing is not the main event. It's not the main event in the season of life, right?
Yeah.
It's not the main event. So sometimes you get blurry. Because all you think is like, your ambition and your plans and your expectation.
I totally relate.
And then you get, the things get blurry. Right? Your purpose gets blurry. Your vision gets blurry. Sometimes, that's what I experience. Like, then I realize, oh, my purpose right now is to help my family, is even to help myself, is even to be, to be blessings for other people. Right? To be a helping hand for people surrounding me, right? But then I figure out that then the singing itself doesn't, if someone came up to me and like, oh, you haven't made an album yet, oh, you haven't this, you haven't that does not really bother me and my identity, because I know for sure that in this season of life right now, like my focus and my purpose is not for that. It's for other things. So I should be focusing on that, because I experienced this myself. Like, when I try to ignore this purpose, like what you just mentioned before, right? Like I just want to go to work, I just want to this. Imagine like, you know, oh, I don't care about, you know, I don't care about this problem. I don't care about my family. I don't care about whoever. I'm just gonna use like all my money and everything for my ambition, you know, to make a song, to make this, to make that, blah, blah, blah. Because I used to be so intimidated by my surroundings, by what people's expectation, even my own expectation.
Our own expectation.
Yeah, I used to get really intimidated with that. But then again, I remind myself that it's important, you know, not just to think about my career, my ambition, you know, but also to think about, why am I here? Why am I singing? Why? The why.
The why, yes.
The whys, right? The whys. And then when you are clear about why you are doing it, then this thing will follow, you know?
the success will follow.
And then you will feel enough, actually.
You will feel enough.
You will feel enough.
Because sometimes we gotta surrender, you know? We can't just do and force things to happen. Because I've tried it, like I use all my power and everything, you know, to pursue my career, to buy songs, to meet this person, to meet that person. But it doesn't work that way. I feel like when I focus more on why am I doing this, on my purpose, on helping people, on this, on that, but our purpose can be different, okay? Don't just of course. It's not always about helping people. You have a specific purpose in your life. But then when you really focus on that, then this thing follows, you know, then it's just, you know, it flows so effortlessly, like, and then I get to meet this person, and then we got to hook up and do this. It's so effortless. It's so different from like
when you're forcing things. Or when I think the why is so important too, because once you have a clear like understanding of who your real identity really are, all the amalgamation that we discussed today, you have that great confidence, and that's how confidence comes by, right? You walk with confidence because you know who you are inside. Once you really know who you are inside and your vision of why you're here, what your purpose is, all that decisions, every pursuit, you know, your pursuit of anything, your ambition, your dreams, personal, professional, has a compass. It comes back to that. That makes decision a lot less stressful. Because you no longer have to prove to someone to define certain identity, because you're not performing for someone. You're living for your vision. You're living for what you're made of.
And those identities that you mentioned before, like when you have that confidence, you no longer have the need to explain or even to feel like
to justify to someone.
To justify to someone that, hey, I am a singer. Like, hey, I am a very successful entrepreneur. You know. And then when some other people like do better than you know, I really feel that when I see, you know, I used to feel so intimidated when someone like did a lot better than me. Even sometimes I still train myself to, you know, be okay with it. You know, I mean, we're all human.
Yes, of course.
It's just normal. But then when you have that confidence in you, when you know that, when you realize, oh, I am not the same person as I am a few years ago, maybe something like that, or. You know, I am full, I am content. Then,
enough.
You know, when someone is doing better than you, you don't feel the need to rush and run and go to their level or catch up to their timeline.
And you're actually genuinely happy for that person too.
You can say, oh wow, I'm so happy about your success. And I feel that's missing in our life, this joy for other people. And you know, it's a real joy if you can join in the happiness of another person, even if they're doing a certain job better than you, right? But at that moment, when you can genuinely feel, I'm happy for this person, then it becomes your own joy. And that is for you, you know?
Okay, so I don't want people to think that they cannot have ambitions or goals or expectation or whatsoever it is. Of course you can have one, right? But then you need to remember like these conversations that we just had, in order for you to like in the middle of your journey, right? You need to remember these things about your identity, about your you know, like how do we, like the things that we discussed,
who we are, owning it.
Because those things are very crucial to the point that it can affect you, it can ruin you, it can even stop you from doing your purpose, your real purpose,
and actually becoming, to break through to your next success.
I think what you were just saying about ambition, having ambition is not wrong. So I just want to tell people, if you have an ambition, go for it. But don't let your ambition define who you are. I think that is the right way.
Yeah.
How can she just summarize everything into that word and then explains everything?
Don't let your ambition define who you are.
Because sometimes there's an ambition, there's a purpose. Sometimes what you are doing is just a way to achieving your purpose. So like you mentioned, singing. Singing, you thought singing is your purpose, but maybe singing is just a tool or a way for you to achieving your purpose.
Yeah.
Wow.
So being ambitious is okay, but don't let your ambition defining yourself. Because one day, maybe you change your ambition, or maybe you change what you want to have, you know, maybe you change your direction, but it doesn't change you.
Yes.
You are still you, who you are inside. So I think just think about it, you know, just reflecting yourself. If people asking you who you are, do you actually really know who you are inside? I think that is what is the most important thing.
I think so. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for so much like deep,
For delicious cake.
and like so great hanging out. Like there's so much insights, and I learned so much today, and even being I feel more confident in my own convictions based on our conversations today. My key takeaways is that there is a season for every walk and every moment in your life. You will have your moments, and every moment, whether they're good or whether they're bad, happy or sad, they built you. They are, you know, amalgamation of who you are. I really hope that we've been able to trigger some insights that, you know, you can have deeper thoughts with. We hope that you enjoyed spending time with us at the Powder Room today.
Yes, and don't forget to click the subscribe button, and so you can always receive our latest videos and our latest talks. And please comment below if there's anything you want us to talk about in particular. We would love to explore that. And don't forget to also follow us. Thank you very much for listening today. We hope we inspired you. Have a wonderful week.
Lots of love.
Once again, thank you,
Thank
Angel,
you.
for being
Thank you,
here.
Angel. Thank you so much. So glad to have you. Bye-bye.